Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel presents.
Trouble yourself not with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of means.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel with me, your host Max. Today on the Darkest Dungeon. Well, in case you are new to the channel, I am covering a bunch of games on here. So once you are done watching this episode, in case you are a fan of Darkest Dungeon, well then please consider clicking on it and maybe finding out the remaining footage that I have on the game itself. Potentially there should be also a link to the playlist of all the episodes of Darkest Dungeon I have published so far on the channel, so maybe you might consider checking out that as well. Anyhow, what I do here is prep in the hamlet for an adventure into the surrounding lands, and I tend to skip now the less of a fun part here at the hamlet. In case there is something really important, of course I would cover it, but I'm gonna check on a few things. I'm gonna choose a raid and we are gonna head out so that you don't have to listen to me talk for 20 minutes about some nonsense. So I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so this week we will head out yet again into the cove. Now, I am taking this party with me because I actually do not possess any higher level Hellion, and this is actually quite the useful class, believe it or not, so I would really love to put her to the test, because most of my champion heroes are either highwaymen, the plague doctors, lepers, and crusaders, houndmasters, etc. So you can see probably which classes do I prefer to play with, but to have a Hellion is not that bad. She has bunch of bleeding attacks which can be quite useful, especially when it comes to the courtyard. And the flagellant is exceptionally made for that area, but I'm still gonna try to finish off as much as I can in this segment of the hamlet and the rest of the world before we would actually engage the bloodsuckers. So the trinkets have been equipped, and therefore I will get the provisions. This will be a long dungeon raid, so I need to make sure I have enough provisions. The cool thing here is that the Plague Doctor might deal with bunch of the negatives, and the rest will have to be handled by the Vestal. So yeah, fun stuff. I'm gonna have to also consider saving up the torches, otherwise I can burn through them quite quickly, and sure, I can take 2 full stacks, but I already am working with just 4 free slots, so I'm gonna have to think long and hard on what to take with me, as of course the collectibles are necessary for me, but also I can use some cash. So let's head out, wish me luck, and I forgot one thing. Yeah, always make sure your heroes have been leveled up. When it's their talents or their gear. Man, this is kind of awkward. But then, the channel is called Not Your Professional Walkthroughs, so at least you know what you're getting into.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
So since this is supposed to be a long raid, I assume there might be some backtracking and whatnot. Okay, so we just need to travel far. Okay, this will be interesting. So there are also some exceptional classes which you can always take along with you for the cove. My suggestion would be the grave robber.
Ornaments, neatly ordered, lovingly admired.
The plague doctor, and potentially the shield breaker. You see, most of the beasts in the cove area have weakness to blight, also to bleed, but they are especially susceptible to blight.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
So let's try to combine blight and bleed. And the two enemies
Slowly.
from this group are dead.
This is how a life is taken.
Now, so far, when it comes to the sea maggots, I have only found that the grave robber is the best class to deal with them. Their talent to utilize the pickaxe can pierce through the thick shell and therefore dispose of
Their formation
the
is broken. Maintain the offensive.
creature with ease.
A momentary abatement. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay, this is gonna be kind of interesting. So I definitely need to stack up busts, because we have only like 7 of them back at Hamlet, and I will still need
A
them
momentary abatement.
in order to upgrade certain things. So the shaman is dead. The grouper will still survive, but I would actually prefer to target now the stinger, as he can potentially stuck or bleed my units. So let's try that again. We're still gonna have to deal additional damage to the stinger himself. And I know healing the flagellant might not be the best idea,
Be gone, fiend.
because he has talents which can sustain himself. And you know what, let's try and stack up more of the blight. Okay, so this grouper is definitely now dead, so I can focus my attention on the one at the front.
By inches.
So we're gonna do some healing here. That is what our vessel is here mainly for. I was considering actually taking a class like Arbalist along,
Slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
but because I cannot guarantee how many engagements will I have throughout this entire adventure,
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
having a class that can actually heal my party members
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
would be the better choice. Okay, so this curio can allow me to deal with the negative quirks here. So I'm gonna probably have to utilize the Vestal to interact with it, because she has the zoophobia, so she is stressed out when facing against beasts, and of course the creatures in the cove are beasts. So I have this trinket, Book of Sanity, to negate the stress, but still, if I would get rid of this or hell, if I would get lucky and get rid of the locked-in negative quirk, the Plutomania, I would be actually super ecstatic. Yeah, so at least she won't be stressed out because of dealing with the beasts. But her Plutomania will kick in every now and then, and this will allow us to showcase some of the journals. And hopefully she will not activate the negative quirk too damn often. So far we are able to scout. And unfortunately I do not have a good class
will find no clemency in this place
to deal with the traps. I'm gonna probably have to try, I don't know, I'm gonna have to try the Plague Doctor probably. Let's get rid of the debuff. The stress is quite stacked up already for the Flagellant. That's kind of weird right from the start. He's at 75 points.
For a task well performed.
I really want to get the deeds, man. So I'm lacking actually busts. The 3 jade are not worth 1,750. I'm gonna probably do something stupid here and leave 7 food behind because I do need the deeds. You are really annoying me.
That such missteps are the exception and not the rule.
Okay, so since we were surprised, our party has been shuffled here a bit. I would actually prefer to get the Plague Doctor back onto the 3rd position. And I'm gonna need to get rid of the enemy at the 4th position first, because if he casts a stress attack at the Flagellant, there's only one effect that this class can reach when they hit 100 points of stress. So I would rather prefer that he will not activate it yet. So let's move you a little bit. Let's move you a little bit. Yeah, so you see the stress wave was exactly what I was talking about. So I'm gonna try to kill him. Fortunately, he dodged. And my second target will be... oh, crap. This is not good. Now I cannot attack the Thrall without the Guardian blocking the attacks. So let's stack up a Blight. This should kill the Shaman. And we're gonna recover some of that lost HP. I was hoping that some bleed would activate on the Guardian as well.
Them all.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of the Guardian because otherwise the Thrall might do an AoE damage where he self-destructs. Yeah, that's it. Basically hitting the entire party quite heavily. But now, the only other creature which the Guardian can potentially cast Guard on is the Grouper, so I'm gonna have to do something regarding that. Let's give yourself a boost and then of course miss the attack. So why the hell not? So that would be... damn it, he's resisting the bleed quite heavily. And we might get to the death's door. Okay, let's cast the Blight onto the Grouper. Let's heal the Flagellant. And both of them are technically dead due to the damage they will take.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
And I really don't know. Portraits are unfortunate because they stack up only to 3 pieces. Busts, deeds, crests, everything else stacks up to much higher number. I think I'm gonna have to pass on to the portraits because I will need to come back also with some sort of cash. In one of the previous raids, I've actually left with quite the ensemble of the items that need to be collected. I think I had like a few stacks of crests completely full, so it was like 4 times or something 12, and it was lots of fun. I might leave a link for that somewhere on the screen if I will learn how to utilize the timestamps on YouTube one day. So he's at the death's door.
A faint hope blossoms.
Let's get him out of there. And let's... Darn it. I was really hoping he would be able to heal himself. So the grouper is definitely dead now, so we need to wait for another round. I'm gonna heal probably the Hellion. Plague Doctor can heal Flagellant a little bit.
Obliterated.
And that's the end of this encounter.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Man, this is just unfortunate, but I cannot take this. This is almost the entire stack of crests. Yeah, no. It's still too damn early to start ditching the provisions I brought along. I don't know if there will be blockages, which might require shovels or whatnot, so I need to be careful with what I take. And you are really annoying me when the light is lower. That is especially when the Plutomania starts to activate. I'm gonna let you read through the journal, and we will continue after. Okay. Yeah, you see? Exactly. A blockage.
Another mariner. Another misfortune.
And because I'm not sure if there won't be battle here, I had to go there because I did not manage to scout out the map. In order to do that, I would need to have the light much higher. But then again, we are only working with 1 stack of torches. Okay, so we actually managed to run into human enemies. It might happen. So sometimes if some of your heroes have negative quirk where they are stressed by humans or undead or beasts, if you take them to a different zone where these enemies might not manifest as such, hoping that you will avoid the stress damage, well, you are not guaranteed there, because there is a roster of enemies which can manifest in any part of the surrounding area of Hamlet. So he is gone, so that leaves only 1 cutthroat. I'm gonna need to use another shovel quite soon. So let's recover some of that HP. This is a nasty debuff for utilizing the talent. And this should manage to kill him off.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
This is annoying because it's almost a full stack of cash. I'm gonna do something dumb here. If this were not an apprentice level raid, I would probably leave that stack of food there. So we are getting torch, we are getting our full stack of deeds. We have now at least 2 full stacks of gold. The 525 I'm gonna leave alone because the 5 times 375 is equal more. But theoretically, I might ditch the camp here and let you read through the journal. And once you are done reading, we will continue. So probably I will not camp out twice. I cannot guarantee how many more room battles I will need to face off. Now my target will be, of course, the Acolyte. I really don't want the Flagellant to hit 100 points of stress. He's a bit more annoying to deal with then. Okay, so the debuff is definitely something I want to get rid of. Man, I really hoped you would have hit that. Especially with that stupid ring to deal additional damage to the beasts. Okay, let's stack up more blight here. So Acolyte is goner. The grouper is goner as well. Try and stun this guy, and therefore I will try to target the brawler at front. Attack number 1, attack number 2, and the bleed will finish off the brawler. And potentially, yep. Really nice.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
So that will be almost a third full stack of gold. Really don't know if I can afford to ditch the shovel. So far there were quite a lot of goddamn obstacles this turn, so yeah. Let's see if we can give a boost to one of the party members. Alrighty. So I'm gonna actually start off by doing an AoE heal here.
Sedated.
And I'm gonna start applying some of these poisonous attacks or bleeding attacks to the stingers at the front. I would prefer to get rid of the 2 jellyfish at the start in order to avoid getting my party members paralyzed or bleeding. He is reaching level 98 at stress, so I really don't like that. So the singer is definitely a goner.
The blood quickens.
So now I need to target the Cooper. So he's gonna get some bleed here, but I still need to finish him off.
Decimated.
And that is why you pack up a beast ring.
This expedition at least promises success.
And you know what? I need those deeds. I'm not gonna screw around with the portrait. Obviously, if I would have taken the portraits from previously, I would have 2 full stacks.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
But this just won't cut it. And yeah, jades can be only stacked up to 5. And the 425 will have to be left behind, so I'm gonna let you read through the journal. Another one. My god, if I would be taking these to Hamlet, my inventory would be just full of this junk and not anything useful that I can sell. Okay, so the dilemma here is to utilize the shovel for either the chest or keep it, because there's still a huge amount of map left to explore. And if there would be blockage, that might not be good. Okay, so Madman, priority number 1. I don't care what they say. I cannot let him do an AoE stress attack to my entire party. I'm still afraid the Flagellant might still reach level 100 in stress. So let's stack up some light and bleed on him. So I don't care if the Guardian at this point will try to guard any of the remaining party members. I can keep hitting him directly with bleeding and blight attacks, so that his HP will be taken down piece by piece. But when he is guarding, he has the boost of the added 25% protection stat. So that is something that I need to keep in mind. So the grouper's turn has already passed. Unfortunately, the bleed did not stack up onto the Guardian. And the Brawler will therefore be able to keep on attacking. So I'm gonna try yet again with the Flagellant. Okay, so that is 9 HP at his turn. You know what, let's get rid of that nasty buff, and Guardian should definitely die. So I need to deal with the Grouper and the Brawler. That's a really nice heal there. You know what, let's throw the grenade. So that's 1, 2 fish dead. Leaving only the Brawler. Beautiful.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Gosh darn it. So here's the kicker. I need busts.
The light, the promise of safety.
So I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do this. Because 750 is more than 500. And here I'm facing an issue, as this requires also the last shovel. Oh, god darn it. Really? If I'm gonna come across a goddamn blockage, I'm gonna be annoyed as hell. Because the shovel was definitely worth more keeping in case
Well struck.
an obstacle would be found. Okay. Let's try and deal with these guys.
Masterfully executed.
He will still last into the next turn, so let's attack the Brawlers.
Devastating blow.
No need to target the Shaman right now. He will just skip his turn, and now theoretically, even if he goes, yep.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay. So obvious. God, funk. Oh man. Okay.
Without tools of iron, you
yeah.
must rely
Here we
on
go.
flesh and indefatigable purpose.
And so he's finally raptures. So he will not want to get healed. He will try to hit even the heroes next to him in the roster. What's up, man? Oh man, you cannot reach the last one. Yeah, okay. Let's go for this then. I was really hoping the Plague Doctor would go before. So now I at least know he's definitely gonna die, and yeah, he did not get the bleed. I was really hoping the sea maggot would bite the dust. Gonna have to do something about the throw. Now, especially as with the reduced HP, he's more likely to utilize the revenge talent and try to do the AoE attack for the entire party. Please don't do something stupid. Come on, we need the bleed. Beautiful. Sea Maggot is down. Grouper, unfortunately, will still be alive until this idiot does something without my command.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, I really want this trinket for the Musketeer, and yeah. I'm gonna ditch the anti-venom, and I'm quite sure there's gonna be something that I will need it for. Although in case any of my party members would suffer from any ailment, the Plague Doctor is the best class to deal with that. Fortunately, I do not have the provisions to interact with the dead fish and get some provisions out of it.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
So this can be one of the last main engagements of the battle here. Obviously, we have only 3 rooms left. Flagellant can do whatever the heck he wants because he has reached 100 points of stress already, which might complicate everything for me. I really hope the Guardian will not guard the Acolyte or the Shaman. Okay, let's get rid of him. Let's try to stack up some bleed, or lower his resistance to bleed. Okay, at least he's guarding the Brawler. That's good news. Let's try and stun her. Damn it! We need to put, therefore, bleed onto her so she is dead. And let's try and bleed this giant octopus.
A decisive pummeling.
So that is 7 damage at his turn. Really need to heal up the Hellion. So let's go for a few heals. I'm gonna stack up more Blight onto the Guardian. Please, I know when his turn will come, he is a goner. And if his turn will be before Hellion, god darn it, even she has now 100 points of stress. Okay, this will be annoying.
Finally claim their due.
Let's give herself the boost. I'm still waiting for the turn of the Guardian. I cannot attack the Brawler. It's gonna still target him, so... yeah. So let's start stacking up some additional damage onto the Brawler. Man, I would think that pronouncing the damn word like 20 times already would not make me do this stuff. But oh well. I'm not really sure if holy water is not necessary, but apparently not. Okay, you know what? Let's camp out just for the heck of it.
Together, furtive and vulnerable, rats in a maze.
Is there any disease? Okay, so nobody did receive any disease as of yet. Let's do this and okay, let's camp out. Hopefully no ambush.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
So I have enough
We require
provisions
only the strength to follow it.
in case Wayne won't shut up. And I'm gonna move her into the first position because of the camping talent she
Waiting
utilized.
to be spent.
And hopefully we'll have enough torchlight for the remainder of this dungeon. So that is one Fusilier who is a goner. I'm gonna try to go for the cutthroats now, because if I would stack up more bleed here, that would not kill the second Fusilier. But this might 4 and 2, no, it's still not enough. He's gonna be left with 1 HP. Okay, so he's a goner,
Singular strike.
and thanks to the critical, the entire enemy team is actually dead. Stop stressing out, everyone.
Wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
And of course, I don't have the provisions to interact with the tide pool, which is quite a shame. Well, this was nice. Let's move you all the way to the front, since you can actually do that. And let's see. I'm gonna try to stall or stun the thrall. And I'm gonna start stacking up the blight onto the guardian. And of course I'm gonna try to move the Hellion more forwards. Unfortunately, the blade grenade can be only thrown from the 3rd position or 4th position, so the shaman is still kind of safe back there, and that is until I can potentially stack up some bleed onto him. But now my target will be the thrall. No, well, he actually healed him, so still I'm gonna try to kill him. That's another blight grenade, and let's see. The bleed will now take care of him when his turn will come. And the plague doctor is reaching a high level of stress. I don't like that.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
So I'm gonna actually try to heal the flagellant here by the good old technique. And I should utilize the bandage to get rid of that nasty bleed. Man, they are really stacking up those boosts for the grouper. Let's get rid of him. Okay. Let's give you a boost. And let's finish off the last fish on our plate. I really need to move you forward. So he can still survive, so let's get rid of this, and now he should be a goner. Nice. Oh, you gotta be kidding me with this. If I would have been taking the damn jades, I might have had like a second stack up to 4 pieces by now. The onyx, no. Yeah, and I have 6 freaking skeletal keys. I'm taking 0 crests out of this damn dungeon. So if this is not over, that means that either in this room or in the last room is the last engagement, and this will once again not help. 88 stress. And if he gets hit by the acolyte or the shaman, he can reach 100 points quite easily. So let's try and avoid that. Okay, so the grouper is a goner. And I'm gonna probably try to kill the acolyte. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wait to kill the acolyte. Yeah, this is what I hate about the flagellant reaching 100 points. He can be attacking your party members and then going after the enemy. And if your party member is at the death's door and this idiot will hit him, he can potentially kill your hero, and that might screw up the entire dungeon run for you. Oh my god, this is just annoying at this point, but whatever. Let's try and finish this off. Oh, come on! Again? Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to move the flagellant all the way to the front. Yeah, I'm still gonna move you. And of course, you're gonna do something so dumb. Yeah, let's see. Whoever I stack up light onto doesn't matter. I need to get rid of the 4th fish in the package of fish sticks first, in order to avoid him reaching 100 points, and this is the most annoying thing now. So there's 1 fish stick gone. I need to start healing my party members. Yeah, 92. Okay, let's give you some blight. And let's move the Hellion to the 3rd position. And then I'm gonna switch her with the Plague Doctor. I'm gonna try to get rid of the Grouper because he will be dealing most of the damage now. Although since the Shaman is guarded by the Guardian, he will actually utilize the Octocestus attack on my party. Okay, that was really rude. Let's try again. Yeah, that will still not kill him. And I should have moved her forward, but I'm really trying to get rid of the Grouper. So Flagellant can heal himself if he won't skip a turn or attack on his own. So I'm gonna have to help out the Flagellant here.
Ringing ears, blurred vision. The end approaches.
Okay, so our Plague Doctor now might refuse to get healed, or even hit our party members. So now the only party member is the Vestal without the negative quirk activated. Lovely. So he should be a goner. He has still enough HP.
The true test.
He can potentially
Or expire.
heal himself. And he's dead. Can get rid of the nasty bleed. Oh yeah, you need to be in the 3rd position for that. Okay, never mind then. Let's kill the last fish stick. Okay, so we have 3 full stacks of this. We have 2 of these. I'm gonna actually take this and leave out the citrine, and that is it for today's raid. Whew. So overall, not too shabby. 4 full stacks of gold. We have 3 full stacks of busts. And since I actually utilized like 80 of them or something... Oh, darn it! I could have actually utilized the food and take the citrine. But never mind. Since I've built the construction which turns out 2 vials of blood with 80 busts, yeah, this will come in handy. We have almost 2 full stacks of deeds, almost 1 full stack of busts or crests, and 1 full stack of portraits. So overall, we have all the items. Fun stuff.
The pungent odor abates. The things are driven back for a time.
And the funniest thing is that actually the Bloody Herb was equipped to the Plague Doctor throughout this dungeon raid. Well, at least I have another one. But sometimes if your Plague Doctor gets mixed into the front row and he has the melee attack equipped, he can deal added damage, so you never know. So overall, we are coming out of this with 22 busts. Not too shabby. Unfortunately, all of the heroes will be out of the missions for a while till their stress levels are reduced.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
And yeah, therefore, I might try to do a more advanced raid on one of the future episodes. Obviously, I need to get at least one of the vessels to level 4 so that she can go along with the champions to a more advanced raid. The reason why I want to get her to level 4 is to get her talents more equipped, therefore her heals will be more sustainable for the rest of the party. But for that, you will have to tune in for another episode, so maybe click the like or subscribe so this video might reach more viewers on YouTube and I might create a bigger community here for the channel. I'm gonna wish you all the best in the meantime, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye bye.